There's some multiple choice options here. We're asked to determine the decision criteria. I don't have them in this picture though. We're asked to determine the decision criterion for rejecting the null hypothesis. They're really looking for the critical value. For mine, my problem says the alternative hypothesis is one-sided, that the mean difference is greater than 0. So this is what my alternative hypothesis looks like. It's one-sided. If it says does not equal 0, then it'd be two-sided, and then that would be a different story with what we need. We need to split up the significance area. Right now, 10% goes here, but if they said it was two-sided, I'd have to split that 10% up evenly here and here, but mine's one-sided. Okay. So what I need to do is I need to use some sort of t-value table, or I'm going to show you how to use stat disk because that's a lot quicker. To find out the critical value that determines our rejection region. Could use a t-table in the back of the textbook, but it's a lot quicker if we go to stat disk. So I'm going to go and type in a web browser statdisk.com, and then we're looking for a t-value to determine our rejection region. So that's in probability distributions, student t-distribution. Now for my problem, my sample size was 8, and since we're doing a hypothesis test for paired data sets using paired observations, that means that the degrees of freedom is just going to be n minus 1. So my n is 8. That means my degrees of freedom is 7 for this problem. I need to know that to type it into my table here. So degrees of freedom, I'm typing in 7. Oops, let me move that over so you can see. And then area to the right of our t-score, that's our rejection region. It's my problem said it was a 10% rejection region, so I put in 0.10. And if I hit evaluate, there's my t-value. So to finish answering their question, what's our decision rule? We reject HO if our test statistic, which is t, is greater than that critical value we just got from the table. If it's greater than 1.414. Oops, that's the problem. That's the next problem, I think. Okay, because a test statistic is like a cutoff line. It depends on which way, if we had a left side hypothesis test, if it said H1 that mu difference is less than 0, that would be a different story. We want our test statistic to be less than this cutoff value. But for my problem, I had a right side hypothesis test. So I need my test statistic to be greater than my critical value. My test statistic needs to land here. That way, we reject the null hypothesis in favor of the alternative, which means that we found significant evidence. Okay, so the multiple choice option that corresponds to what this is, that would be our correct answer.